Hey YouTube, welcome back.
You got 5 minutes?
I've been pretty busy traveling these past couple weekends. In fact, I ended up going to Portland quite a few times. Once for a reunion with my old rugby club. Another time to visit one of my best friends, Ross, on his birthday. Also, congratulations, dude. That's awesome. And another time to visit one of my other friends for his Dirty 30. All in all, it's been pretty crazy, but I'm very thankful to have such an amazing group of friends. Also, I wanted to dedicate this video to a special subscriber named Dakota. That's you, buddy. I work with his mom, and she told me that he is a big car enthusiast. In fact, when I spoke with him, he told me that his favorite supercar is a Lykan Hypersport. That guy. Well, Dakota, I don't have a Lykan for you today, but I'm sure you're gonna like it nonetheless.
Okay, here we go.
My buddy Adam, down at Sound Ford in Renton, invited me to come check out a loaded sports car. I'll give you 2 guesses, but you're only gonna need 1. Let's go check it out. That's such a good shot of Mount Rainier. Right directly in front of us, going south on I-5 just out of Seattle. Alright guys, I wanted to show you the entrance to this place here, Sound Ford down in Renton. It is pretty interesting, I think. I think the only way to get in is to go east off of Grady. I don't think there's any other way, really. But here we are. Awesome. I can't wait to show you guys. Oh, I see it. The camera's not on it, but I can see it, and it looks great. All right, guys, we got invited to come down here to Renton at Sound Ford. I got the Seattle skyline behind me, and we're checking out this awesome brand new 2019 Shelby GT350. This Shelby GT350 has that naturally aspirated 5.2 liter V8 engine in the front that produces 526 horsepower at 429 pound-feet of torque. And since this is built for the track, that rear wheel drive is gonna get you a 0 to 60 in 4.0 seconds, which is 0.2 faster than the previous 350s and only a 1/10 behind the GT350R. And if you guys get one of these, you'll most likely be taking it to the track. This thing records a quarter mile at 12.3 seconds at 119 miles an hour. And the overall max speed is about 180. But that's enough talking at it, right? Let's look around it, check out this awesome Velocity Blue, go inside, check out the interior, and then also turn it on and listen to that exhaust. All right, guys, gonna hop into the GT350. As always, I'm gonna let you guys take a look at the key fob though real quick. So you have the standard Mustang key fob with the unlock, the lock, the double tap for the trunk, and then also the little quick emergency alarm if you need to scare anybody off. Now also on this key fob, I could push down here and pull out, and you have your manual key in case the battery ever dies. But what's coolest about this is when you flip it over, you got the Cobra right there. Unlocking the car is pretty simple. You could press it on the key fob, or you could even tap your finger right here. It recognizes it's in my hand and unlocks the car. Same with locking the car. I can close it, put my thumb on the little decal here, and it locks. All right, guys, let's hop on in. There we go. Guys, I'm 6'1", and I am extremely comfortable in here. Not so much as like the GT63 that we did. Comfort right off the bat. But I would have no problem crushing miles in this thing. Taking a look around here though real quick, it does have the upgraded interior package. You can tell by the carbon fiber dash that does wrap the entire length. It looks really cool. It does have the upgraded B&O speaker system. That's that 12.1 system. You can see the sub in the trunk. We'll go check it out. It also has the blind spot assist on the upper left hand side. You can see the indicator, and if I were to open the door and push it on out, you'd actually see the Cobra puddle light on the ground. You can't really see it now because it's still pretty light out, but it's there. All right guys, let's go ahead and get in auxiliary mode here. I'm going to tap on the start button. My foot's not going to be on the brake, so it's not going to start up on us, and that'll start the gauge cluster to put it into auxiliary mode. So this car is absolutely amazing. It gives you the specs that you want on anything that you never knew you needed to know about, and it lets you change the options of anything in the entire car on the flick of a couple buttons. Let's go into the gauge mode here on the top option. It does let you track your engine oil temp, trans oil temp, axle oil temp, anything you could ever want to track and keep note of for any reason. It does let you know the distance to empty, which I think is always a nice option. It does have the digital speedometer if you want, and you can hit the OK button to turn it into kilometers per hour if you need also. I think that's kind of cool. It does have the tire pressure as well. And then going back, you can do your trip and fuel for your fuel economy. It does let you know what your history has been like in the last 30 minutes or so. And you have 2 trip options to track, 1 and 2. Going down to the track apps here, I think this is one of the best places. Let's go to the status screen. It does show what the status of your vehicle system is right now, set on normal and default. I can flick this button here, actually a couple of these buttons, but this one specifically, if I want to change my exhaust from normal mode to sport mode, I can hit OK, and that way I can drive in normal mode with the sound of sport mode, which we'll do here in just a second. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So put it back to normal. I can also flick off the traction control right there as well. Super easy, just this little switch right here. Flick it again, turn it back on. I think it's an awesome execution of an option that people always look for, and it's very simple to find. Also on the steering wheel itself, I have 2 other options right here for my suspension. Go from normal to sport mode on the fly, and same with my steering wheel right here. Go from normal to sport to comfort mode. And then lastly, same with your thumb, you can switch the modes on which you want to drive in by hitting the mode plus button or minus button. The plus button, I can go from normal to sport to track, and to see it automatically turns traction control off, to drag strip, and then also slippery in case there's not optimal weather conditions, right? And it does all this on the fly just by the click of a thumb right here. I think that's awesome. I think that's absolutely cool. The accelerometer, let's go ahead and take a look at that. It does show you where the G's are going to be pulling from whenever you're going around the track or around corners. I think that's kind of cool. The only other car that I've done that's had this is the GT2 RS, the Porsche that we did, which is great. This is the absolute favorite part, my favorite part of it. The acceleration timer, I click OK, and I can track my 0 to 30, 60, 100, eighth a mile, or quarter mile. When I click OK on that, it takes me to an either automatic start or countdown start. I like the countdown start. Once I go into here, it actually shows like a drag strip. It has the pre-stage, stage, and then the 1, 2, 3, go. That's so cool. I've never seen any other car that has this as an option. So going back out of it here, I can also check my brake performance from 60 to 0 and 100 to 0. Track only, it says. It wants you to know just to use this on the track, probably for good reason. Going all the way back out, driver assist. It does let you track and untrack all these different options here for driver assist. Cross traffic alert and blind spot, things that are going to ding you while you're driving. Sometimes those can get a little annoying. You can turn them off right here, just super simple. And then going down to settings, vehicle settings. It has all the other standard options as well. All right, guys, let's go ahead and give it a start. What do you say? All right, let's give it a couple revs. Awesome, awesome. All right, let's go ahead and put it into the sport exhaust mode. Hit the OK button. And you guys heard it, the exhaust note actually dropped a little bit, which is absolutely awesome. Let's go ahead and let it growl. Okay, one more time. Awesome. Guys, that's absolutely crazy. Let's go ahead and turn it off and check out the engine. Guys, the hood latch on the GT350 is the same as any other Mustang. It's right here on the left-hand side. Go ahead and pull it back until it pops. And then you'll go to the front hood here. Underneath the center, you'll see this little yellow flap. Push it all the way over to the left and lift up. Just like that. It does have a kickstand for it right here. Let's go ahead and put that on. And the kickstand goes right up here. And let's look at that engine. Absolutely awesome. Guys, there is no plastic cover on this engine. It does have the Ford Performance on the bar right there. On the right hand side, you do have this extremely huge intake. And then on the left hand side, and I think this is absolutely cool, it has the names of the two guys that actually hand built this motor for you. It is hand built, it's very unique, adds to the price of the car, I'm sure. But what I love is that it is, again, does not have that plastic cover over the top, so that if you wanted to modify it or work on it or do whatever you wanted, it makes it very simple. This hood is actually pretty heavy. It's not a carbon fiber hood, so I will need two hands to get the kickstand out and hold the hood to put it back into place. And that kickstand is really secure. Once I get it here to go underneath the latch, you have to push down quite a bit and pull towards you. Just like that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this hood back latched. Put it all the way down right here. It does do that little latch, and then now you can push it right on down. Just like that. Making our way on over to the side here, let's go ahead and check out these rims and tires. You guys may have already noticed this does come with the Sport Cup 2 Michelin tires. Those were specifically meant for the R models previously, but now they come standard on all the GT350s. It's because they're super, super sticky, but I think it's a great idea. The fronts are the 295s, you got the 305s in the rear, both coupled with the 19-inch rim, and I absolutely, again, think it looks beautiful, especially with the black Brembo brakes. You have the 6 pistons in the front, the 4 piston in the rear, coupled with the 15.5-inch rotor in the front, and then the 15-inch in the rear. And they're not the cross-drilled like you think they would be. I guess those ended up chewing up the brake pads at a far faster rate than what Ford was really wanting, so they actually went with these discs instead. I think that's, again, also aesthetically looks good. Making our way up from the back rear wheels here, let's go ahead and take a look at that swing. And I don't know if Ford has coined that phrase or not, but it is a functioning spoiler hybrid wing with a removable gurney option right here for track days. And that, you can see there are the bolts right here for taking it on and off. And what it does is it actually adds to further downforce on the back of the car. It's not a carbon fiber wing, but it does absolutely help, and it is fully functional. All right, guys, the guys down here at Renton Sound Ford are nice enough to let me go ahead and take this out and come on back for a quick spin. We're gonna keep the miles low on it, so we're gonna do a couple back roads and then come on, turn around, come right on back. I mean, just taking off first, and I'm being super easy on it, you can tell that it just wants to jump. And that's not even in sport mode, right? That's just casually driving. Let's see how well the brakes work here. We're coming up on a red light. Just went over a hill, but man, that isn't even a fraction of putting the lead down, right? I mean, that is just casually taking off, casually driving, and this thing just wants to go. Well, guys, that was the 2019 Shelby GT350. And I know I say this a lot about the exhaust notes, but I absolutely cannot get enough of this car in sport mode. I can't thank Adam and the guys down here at Renton Sound Ford enough for letting me come in and shoot this awesome, muscle, crazy sports car. But now it's time for me to head on home and upload this for you guys. Back now, guys, and what an awesome experience it was getting behind the wheel of that V8 monster. Even though we took it easy and drove it like a grandma, you could feel the precision and power it could unleash if we let it loose on the track. It's no wonder why Doug praises the 350R so highly.
The GT350R is one of my favorite cars I've ever driven in my entire life.
As always, guys, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button below. So, I need you for the video. Oh, come back. Oh, God. All right, guys. We'll see you guys soon.